Good morning and welcome to News Superfast. I'm Nolan Pinto. Now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his Pakistani counterpart Nawaz Sharif talked about their mothers when they met briefly after the former was sworn in at a grand ceremony at the Rashtrapati Bhavan yesterday. Now, Modi said in a series of tweets on Monday night, and this is what he had tweeted. Now, he said that earlier in the evening in my conversation with the Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, he shared some very emotional things. This is what he tweeted. Earlier in the evening, in my conversation with Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, he shared some very emotional things. Nawaz Sharif ji told me that he stays in Islamabad but goes to meet his mother once in a week. He went on to say that this time when he was eating with his mother, he saw visuals on TV of my mother offering me sweets. The visuals touched both Nawaz Sharif ji and his mother. He told me that after seeing the visuals, his mother got very emotional. In fact, Modi's mother, Hiraben, could not travel to Delhi to attend his oath ceremony, but watched it live on TV at her home in Gandhinagar. Modi is known to visit her and seek her blessings on all important days, including his birthday. Now, on the 16th of May, which was election results day, once it became clear that his party, the BJP, was headed for a big win, Modi left his residence in Gandhinagar and headed straight to his mother's home, where she fed him sweets. He later tweeted a selfie of Hiraben blessing him. Now, Nawaz Sharif, who became the star guest in Prime Minister Narendra Modi's swearing-in ceremony, is on a two-day visit to India. Although nothing eventful happened on the first day of his visit, the Pakistan Prime Minister is expected to call on India's new Prime Minister today. Take a look.
Newly sworn-in Prime Minister Narendra Modi will meet his Pakistani counterpart Nawaz Sharif to hold bilateral talks today. Sharif is in the country following Modi's invitation to his grand swearing-in ceremony. It is also reported that Afghanistan Premier Hamid Karzai will call on Modi. Despite BJP terming the invites to be a courtesy call, Pakistan and Afghanistan seem to be visiting with a formal agenda for talks. Yesterday, Nawaz Sharif had hinted at a possible dialogue between him and Modi before leaving for India.
I am carrying a message of peace. Dialogue is the only solution.
The Pakistan Prime Minister arrived with all his key officials. Their agenda comprises resumption of the bilateral dialogue, which was stalled under the former United Progressive Alliance. The meeting with Nawaz Sharif is expected to last an hour and will be centered on enhancing confidence-building measures between the two countries. The Kashmir dispute resolution and establishment of normal trade are expected to feature. Sources also said that Sharif might demand the release of Pakistan prisoners detained in Indian jails. The Pakistan government announced the release of 151 fishermen who were languishing in Pakistani jails as a sign of goodwill following the invitation. Nawaz Sharif is also expected to invite Modi to visit Pakistan. Meeting amidst dissent, Sharif took time before confirming his visit to Delhi. It was reported that Pakistan's security establishment opposed his visit. In India too, a few protests surfaced against Nawaz Sharif's visit. The Shiv Sena is reported to have expressed dissent over the meeting. Modi and Sharif, though, will meet despite the uneasiness in some sections of both the countries. All eyes will now be set on the meeting of the two important leaders. Considering Modi's vocal pitch against Pakistan, it remains to be seen as to how the dialogues will pan out. A News9 report.
Well, leaders of the SAARC nations are also in India, and the country's new Prime Minister is all set to engage in talks with them. The question is, what subjects will they talk about?
मैं नरेंद्र दामोदर दास मोदी ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूं कि मैं विधि द्वारा स्थापित भारत के संविधान के प्रति सच्ची श्रद्धा और निष्ठा रखूंगा.
Just yesterday, Narendra Modi was sworn in as the 15th Prime Minister of India. Today, he will hold his first official meeting as Prime Minister with leaders of SAARC nations before they return to their respective countries. Most meetings are expected to be short and more of a courtesy call. Modi is expected to meet Afghan President Hamid Karzai, Maldivian President Abdullah Yameen, Sri Lankan President Mahinda Rajapakse, Bhutan Prime Minister Tshering Tobgay, Mauritius Prime Minister Naveen Chandra Ramgoolam, Nepal Prime Minister Sushil Koirala, and Bangladesh's National Legislature Speaker Shireen Chowdhury during the course of the day. Sources reveal that Hamid Karzai is expected to push for an arms deal with India to help strengthen their military. Sri Lankan President Rajapakse, on the other hand, is expected to discuss strengthening of India-Sri Lanka strategic relations that took a hit after India's abstention at the Human Rights Council in March. A simple exchange of thank yous and promises of working together towards a better future is more likely to sum up the conversations. What remains to be seen is how the leaders take forward the cordial relations in the days to come. A News9 report.
Now, Congress's loss in the Lok Sabha election seems to have triggered Chief Minister Siddaramaiah into action, and a few of his ministers were at the receiving end.
Chief Minister Siddaramaiah stumped 3 of his ministers when he held a surprise meeting with them. The ministers were Food and Civil Supplies Minister Dinesh Gundu Rao, Agriculture Minister Krishna Bairegowda and APMC Minister Shiva Shankarappa. In the meeting, Siddaramaiah took Food and Civil Supplies Minister Dinesh Gundu Rao to task. He even expressed his displeasure about the rice allotted for the Anna Bhagya scheme not being properly utilized. He was irked at how ration cards were not being distributed for the needy. Not just this, he also sought answers from the ministers on how essential commodities like rice and wheat were not distributed to the needy under the Anna Bhagya scheme. Agriculture Minister Krishna Bairegowda was asked for info on the department's preparedness in sowing seeds to info on important items like seeds and fertilizers and their supply. He was also asked on the effective measures needed to tackle disastrous consequences resulting from pre-monsoon showers. Horticulture and Agro-Marketing Minister Shyamanur Shivashankarappa was asked for details on agro-marketing, sale of fruits and the capacity of the market to export items. Siddaramaiah also instructed the minister to ensure that the produce exported were of the finest quality and meet international standards. Today, Siddaramaiah will have a meeting with 3 other departments, namely Primary Education, Higher Education Department and Home Department. The Chief Minister seems to be cracking the whip with his ministers. Such a move will only help the common man. Sukesh, News9, Bengaluru.
Now, the results of the Karnataka CET 2014 exam, which was conducted on the 1st of May and the 2nd of May, will be announced today. Now, this year, the written examination was held on the 1st and 2nd of May in 4 different sessions for 4 subjects. Now, the provisional answer keys had been released on the 8th of May on the official website of the KEA, or the Karnataka Examination Authority. Admissions will be based on merit and rank secured in the Karnataka CET 2014. The candidates can select as many courses as they desire as subjected to eligibility. However, there will only be 3 rounds for seat allotment. In fact, around 1.5 lakh candidates had registered for this exam, which was scheduled at 52 centres of the state. Now, the exams were held in exam centres across 29 districts in Karnataka. In fact, admissions will now be based on merit and rank secured in the Karnataka CET 2014. The candidates can select as many courses as they desire, subject to eligibility. In fact, the courses covered under Karnataka CET are Medical Dental, that is MBBS and BDS, Ayurveda, Homeopathy, Unani, Naturopathy and Yoga, Engineering Technology, that is BE and BTech, Architecture, BArch. Courses are also in BSc in Agriculture, Forestry, Sericulture, Agri-Biotech, Horticulture, Home Science and many more.